Alright, welcome to Brick and Driver. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 5 cars for the car of Q1. Taking a quick drive of them, and I'm going to explain the rules and everything that we'll be basing our preferences on for the voting. Now these are the 5 cars that I've chosen, and Cart had a little bit of a say in it too. Not just a little bit. We picked the cars as a team, basically. But anyway, the main things that we're looking at here when looking at the car is performance, price, interior, exterior, and practicality. And we're also going to be comparing them to other cars of their type, just like, well, these are probably the best cars type. And I should mention, these are not just cars that I just picked off the workshop. These cars had to be made between January 1st, beginning of this year, and now. So, explain the cars we have. We have the 2020 Torihatsu Bastille GTX, the 2020 Accishi Cresna AR Wagon, 2020 Noto Scout, 2020 Omega Dubourne 1500, with a 6.2 liter V12. I'm pretty sure it's 6.2. Yeah. Whole new kind of engine for Omega this time around, but that's what we kind of come to expect from Omega anymore. Big old engines. And then we have the ZTM Road 6, which I've already driven. I drove it in a first drive when it first came out, so we won't be spending as much time on that as we have the other ones. As we do the other ones. So, we'll look at the Torihatsu. It's basically designed to be the Nissan GTR of the Brick Rigs world. Now, Bastille don't let the Bastille name confuse you, because that is Torihatsu's bigger sedan. This is completely revamped. They shortened the chassis, stiffened everything up. It's a completely new car. So don't let that big motorway cruiser that you're thinking about, except for the GT version, that was pretty quick, but confuse you. But this is a completely new car. It's awesome in every way. It's probably the best handling car here, best performance-wise. And I wish they would have done a little bit more with the interior, to be honest. They got a nav screen in there, which is something that you don't see Torihatsu do very often. And you can also tell that what they concentrated on in this car was performance. Just like the Nissan GTR in real life, they didn't really care as much about the interior or the looks. It's all about speed. Like, there's nothing in this car that isn't about speed. Oh, sure, there are faster cars, but this one is cheaper than any of the supercars that it can probably keep up with. So that is why it is in here. It's amazing car. And now this next one is the Accishi Cresna AR Wagon. This one also has some great performance touches. It has the red headrest, which is not really going to make you go any faster, but anyway. It's probably one of the faster versions, if not the fastest, in its class. We also like the looks. I mean, the front end could use a little bit of work, but overall we liked it. The interior also could go from a little bit of work, but it's great for driving. It's very practical, of course, being a wagon. Not as practical as an SUV, but an SUV isn't this fun to drive. That's what sets the Accishi apart from its SUV counterparts. This is the first time Accishis really came on the Brick and Driver, except for our first drives, and what they've done here is amazing. So, moving now into our next one, the Noto Scout. This is based off, if I'm not mistaken, well, I don't know if it's based off, but it's very similar to the Noto Starline, a car which Cart and I both adore. But this is way more practical, being in the SUV form. It's very fun to drive for a small SUV. and you can tell they care about the interior. It has the nice curved headrests in there. Got the air vent, little 55-mile-an-hour speedometer thing. Park, drive, reverse, neutral. And we like, it's basic, it's really cute in the looks. That's one thing we really loved about it. You can tell that Noto, when they were designing this, they thought, well, we want something that drives good, looks good, and is basically everything in a car you could need. So now we move on to our only truck in the competition, the Omega Dubourne. And there was a wild card vote between this and the TMT Reptilian Turbo Diesel. So, yeah, this managed to beat it out. We were really impressed with how well it towed. And it's way safer than the TMT was. A couple things we didn't really like about it was the interior. But it looked better, was way more practical than the TMT, so the interior was a small price to pay, really. And it had pretty decent performance for a truck of its type, and its new engine, the 6.2-liter V12, obviously has paid off for it, because it can tow better than the TMT, and probably the best in its class. The DVC would probably give it, C800, probably give it a little bit of a challenge, but I bet it could still beat that out. And if they were to do a little bit of the interior, I mean, they made an effort to do the interior. I mean, you got the Omega thing in the steering wheel, the air vents, but it's basically the same as you get with any Omega interior. And one thing that I do like about this, that I wish some other car brands would start doing, is fill in the gaps in the steering wheels. It's a pretty easy thing to do, and I wish some other brands would start doing that. A few do it, a few don't. Now we move into the ultra luxury part of the top 5. The ZTM Road 6. This is the most expensive car here. You would think that'd be pretty obvious. What we like about this, well, it has an opening hood. That is something you don't see a lot, and I wish a couple brands would start doing. And the interior on this is fantastic. I mean, it's easily the best here in the interior. And it's not like it's slow in a straight line either. It's really quick in a straight line, and it'd probably give the Bastille a run for its money there. But, actually, you can't really say a run for its money, because this is a lot more expensive, but the brakes don't really work sometimes. And it's not the best in the corners. And going on our last steering wheel note, because I said I liked how some brands did that with the interior, this takes that to a whole new level. And the suspension here is amazing. Basically, what they concentrated on here is ultra luxury with some performance type. This is the Rolls Royce of brick rigs. Basically, every ZTM is. In the back seat, well, that's comfortable too. Sorry, I got a little bit of a cough. Hopefully, I don't have the coronavirus. Whoops, demonetized. Not that I'm making any money in the first place. So yeah, that is all of our top 5. If you have any suggestions, leave them down in the comments for anything. We like to take the consideration of our viewers. So if you guys want to place your votes, but make sure if you're going to place your vote in the comments section, drive all of the cars in brick rigs first. Don't just go off what I say, because I have my opinions. It isn't all about me, it's about everyone else. That's why me and Cart won't be the only ones doing this. We'll have other judges coming in throughout the week. And I'm on spring break this week, so I should be here to supervise this and sure to get it in. And next week, we'll have the winner of this material. And this top 5 thing really isn't just about me being bored and really liking how we did the car of the year. There's another little thing for it, too. The winner of the top 5 automatically advances to our car of the year voting at the end of the Ignore that. So if whatever car here wins, automatically goes on to compete in the car of the year. And I'm not saying that none of these cars could go in. Let's say this wins, and I don't even know what I'm doing yet. I still have a lot of thinking to do about this. Let's say this wins. That doesn't mean that the Noto can't go on to compete at the end of the year. It very well still could. Who knows? So yeah, that's going to be it for me today. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any suggestions, want to place a vote, leave them down in the comments, but only do that if you've driven all of the cars and actually know what you're talking about. I've not coughed as much all day. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.